Hello guys! Welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So this is Paulo Briggs, your Pinoy nurse here in Singapore. So for my today's content guys, I'm going to share to all of you the reason why foreign nurses leaving Singapore. So why? What's the reason why they go in other country na? So I will share, I have a list lah. I have a very long list why foreign nurses leaving here in Singapore. Leaving Singapore. So by the way guys, before that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. So disclaimer guys, by the way, this is just my point of view, and also I did some research, I read some article. If you can see, I mean, there's some got some article regarding this content, and also I asked some of my friends, some of my foreign nurses friends. So it's not only the opinion is not only by myself, okay? So it's not that I discouraging you guys to come here in Singapore. So I just want to share this information. Why? I mean, maybe you're curious why some nurses leave Singapore and go to other country, okay? So sorry for the background music, because my housemate is currently doing his laundry. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyways, so let's start the list. So first in my list is the permanent residency. So what do I mean about this? It's really difficult to get this permanent residency, especially if you came from India, Myanmar, Philippines. So I guess it's really difficult to get this permanent residency unless you come from Malaysia. I heard the approval is quite fast if you come from Malaysia, but for other countries, like what I've said earlier, it's really difficult to get this permanent residency. But by the way guys, why I'm telling this, guys, the reason why it's really important to get this permanent residency. So because you cannot unlock the benefits. So actually there's a lot of benefits once you get this permanent residency. Like, okay, sorry, I'm cheating because I have a list there. So like what I said, if you have family, then of course you cannot bring your wife or your children here if you don't have this permanent residency, unless you apply for this dependent pass. Anyways, I don't want to talk about it, but what are the benefits? So like if you get this permanent residency, like for education, hospitalization, CPF is the saving thing, and housing. So if you don't have this permanent residency, then you will not get these benefits. So if you're just holding a work visa, then it's quite difficult for you, and the expenses is a bit higher. So like for example, if you are working if you have only a working visa and working as a nurse and you have your children here, it's really impossible for you to send your children for study here, especially if you're like a nurse only and have this work visa only. It's quite expensive. The payment, the tuition fee is different for foreigner, for permanent resident, and Singapore citizen. So this is it. So this is one of the reasons why some foreign nurses leaving Singapore, because it's really difficult to get this permanent residency. Like for my case guys, you know what happened? I was rejected already before, like 2 years ago. So I waited for 1 year to see the result, and after that it's rejected. So currently now this is my second application, and until now I haven't heard anything in my application. So it's going 10 months already. So I'm hoping I will get it, but I don't know. I don't want to think too much about it. If they want to give it, then thank you very much. If they will reject it, then I cannot complain. Okay? So that is first in my list, the permanent residency. Okay, so second in my list, by the way guys, I'll see again my notes. So like what they said Western country, the offer or the payment is higher. Like for US, the payment for nurses there is really high, very high. I mean, you can earn a lot if you go in a Western country, especially if you're a nurse. So I mean, if I will compare to Singapore and US, the payment for nurses in US is really high. So that's why, like some they said, it's the American dream. So I think that is the second in my list. Okay, I don't want to expound it anymore, but I think it's really understandable already, right? Third in my list is, okay, what is third in my list? Okay, third in my list is you cannot do part-time job. I mean, if you want to earn more, right? I mean, then you think of doing part-time job. But if you're just work visa, you cannot do part-time job. You can only work in the company that issued you your work visa, but you cannot do part-time job. It's illegal. Your work visa will be revoked. So by the way also guys, once just to share, once you get your permanent residency, then you can do part-time job. It's also one of the benefits of permanent residency. And also, as far as I know also, even you have permanent residency, you still need to ask your company, that you need to tell them that you're doing the part-time job. So to cut it short, if you're holding work visa, you cannot do part-time job. So I guess that may be the reason why they're leaving Singapore. So because they cannot earn more. But as far as I know, maybe some they are doing illegal. It's considered as illegal. But for me, I don't do it because I don't want to lose my work visa. I don't want to lose my Singapore Nursing Board license as a nurse here. Okay? So that is in the third in my list. Next is fourth. What is the fourth? Okay, I've read one article regarding this. Okay, career progression. Say only, I'm just telling a majority. So if you are holding a working visa only like SPAS, your career progression as a nurse, the highest you can get, as far as I know, based on the research what I've heard, and also I've read one article regarding this, the highest position you can get is only assistant nurse manager. Okay, but I mean, I'm not saying you cannot be promoted to nurse manager. Some private institution will promote you until to manager position, but for those government institution, as far as I know, the highest position you can get is assistant nurse manager, assistant nurse clinician, if you're holding a work visa. But of course, if you're PR, then you can unlock the next level. So that's why also still correlate with the PR thing, the permanent residency thing. So maybe like what they said, I've read one article that they saying like her position is already in the ceiling, which is the senior staff nurse. So her boss cannot promote her anymore to nurse manager or assistant nurse manager because she's holding a work visa. But I know some. They are manager, even their work visa. It's a case-to-case basis, but it's majority. I mean, the highest you can get is SSN if you're working, if you have this working visa only. Okay? So I don't know what number is it. I think it's number 4 in my list. Okay? Next, I'll just inhale, exhale first. Next in my list is, what's next in my list? Workload, the ratio of the nurse and the patient. I think I don't have much to say about this because I'm not sure how much is the ratio in other countries, like those first world countries. But some said maybe this is the reason. The workload is a bit high. Then maybe they just don't want this kind of stress. That's why they leave Singapore and go to other country. But for me guys, you come here in Singapore so you can help me because I'm still here in Singapore working, okay? Come here in Singapore so that our ratio will be back to normal. But for now, just to share my current, I'm just sharing my current working place. I'm taking care one nurse to 8 patients. Then you have a junior staff. So like one staff nurse and one junior nurse to take care 8 to 9 patients. So it still depends, but they said the workload is a bit high. Then that is in my 5th in my list. Next is 6. The number 6 in my list is the work-life balance. I cannot explain about this work-life balance, but they said the work-life balance here in Singapore is not really nice. But for my case, because I'm single, I still can do some things. I can go gym, I can go out for hiking, everything. So the work-life balance is still there. I mean, for my case. But for those who have family here, they say the work-life balance is not there. So that's why they leave Singapore and go to other country. So I think that's it. I won't elaborate more regarding this work-life balance. What is number 6? That is number 6 in my list. Okay? I'll just inhale, exhale first because I think I'm talking too fast. And by the way, I hope you are still there listening to my list of the reason why foreigners are leaving Singapore. Okay, on the number 7 in my list is, I think, okay, how to explain it? Globally, they really open. I mean, how to explain it? Globally, the competition is really high. So like all those first world countries are really in need of nurses. So like for us, of course, we will choose those who have a better offer. So I mean, if US offer this, then why not, right? It's better opportunity, better payment. Then that's why they go. So now the competition to other first world country globally is really tight. So whoever offer better, then for sure all those nurses will go to that country. So that is what number is it? Sorry, I'm checking my list. Number 7 in my list. Okay, so for my number 8, some said they feel like they don't see the nurses here like educated one. I mean, some commented. I mean, like if you can see in other Western country, like they think the nurses like very professional, but some they will think here like nurses will just clean, cheat, change diaper, throw urinal, like doing the dirty works. But actually, to be honest, I mean, we are medically trained. I mean, we can explain whatever. I mean, we studied like 4 years, degree, diploma. So, I mean, it's quite unfair if they will think that way. I'm not saying all locals or whatever here, I mean, I'm not saying that they think that way, but some feel that way. Some nurses feel that way, some foreign nurses feel that way, that they don't feel like they are professional. But that is not my point of view. But for me, you see, I'm stuttering already. I don't know how to explain this. But for me, How do I feel? Yeah, I think I will agree with that. Because, sometimes I encounter, like, even you explain to the relative the reason why he is hospitalized, the father is hospitalized, they still seek for the doctor to explain. And also, I received some comments like, doing just the two works, I just change diaper. We don't only do change diaper, okay? Just telling you. So maybe this is the reason why some foreigners are leaving Singapore. So they don't feel like they are professional, maybe. But for me, I'm still here. So I think maybe for my case, I don't have issue with this. But let's see how. Next, I'm just cut because I don't know how to end that. To end that. Ayo, cannot cannot explain more about that topic. We go to the next reason. Next reason is, I think I've told already regarding the higher offer in other first world country. I think last reason why foreigners is leaving Singapore is because they just tired. They just want to go back in their home country and rest and do their things there. So I think that is the last in my list. So I hope you enjoy this vlog, and I give you some information. I hope that you understand what I'm explaining, and I'm not saying that don't come here in Singapore to work as a nurse. I mean, I'm just sharing some information regarding why Singapore nurses now are a bit a bit quite um, very less. So why foreign nurses go to other country. So I hope it will improve. I hope hoping for more nurses to come here in Singapore, and it's just like a point of view only of myself and others, and what I've read from some articles. Okay. So other than that, if you're not agreeable on what I'm saying, you can just comment down below, and I will just answer. Okay. So by the way, thank you for watching again and supporting my content, and I hope enjoy it. Okay, that's all for now, and thank you. Bye bye.